Good morning, beloveds. It was hot. Even the squirrels thought it was hot because there were only a few squirrels, and we saw the blue jays literally the last 10 minutes we were in the park. So everybody was like, "It's hot. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're gonna stay somewhere nice and comfy and cool and sleep through this." I don't know what the feels like was when we got to the park, but the feels like when we left the park, it said it was 82, but the feels like was 93 or 90 92. So, yeah. But I had a really good run. My pace was, for all 3 miles, was better than it's been in a long while. So I am I am managing my physical health pretty well. I think. We'll see. All right, it is July 31st. We're here at the end of July. And our title is Today I Wait Upon the Lord Within Me. And our Bible quote is, "The eyes of all wait upon thee, and thou givest them their meat in due season." Psalm 145:15. Knowing that the divine spirit is everywhere and realizing that everyone who asks receives, today I ask of my spiritual self that it shall come forth afresh, that it shall direct every decision with intelligence, and that it shall make perfect my way before me. Realizing that the Lord of life is my true inner self, the incarnation of God within me, I learn to lean upon this divine shepherd, to accept every desired good as though it were already an accomplished fact, to let nothing enter my thought that would contradict the allness and the goodness of spirit. The divine shepherd is ever within me, guiding, counseling, and leading me into pathways of peace and security. Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, "Father, I thank thee that thou hast heard me, and I know that thou hearest me always." This assures me that divine power can do anything, and that divine love will not refuse any good gift. Since the divine gift and the divine giver are one, and since God is both peace and joy, I know that everything which transpires in my experience today will bring peace and joy. I know that everything will bring happiness and success. I rest in calm expectation, in enthusiastic anticipation of every event that is to transpire, because I wait upon the Lord that is within me. Okay. There's an old joke about talking to yourself, and that you know, especially when you do it, you talk to yourself out loud, and there are various responses, but one of my favorites is because sometimes I need expert advice. And really, honestly, nobody knows your situation the way you do. And so, oftentimes, the best advice that you can take is your own. Because you have taken in all of the information and filtered through your particular set of wants and desires and needs. And then you know what you need to do. And what this passage in particular is reminding us, it's not telling us, because we already know, but reminding us that we have an inner guide, that we have the divine mind within us, the divine mind that can filter through all of the information. Because I'm not telling you not to go and seek experts. I am telling you that you go and get their information. It is information. It's not necessarily advice. It's information. Go and get the data. Or data. Tomato. But go get the data. Go get the information. Go get all of that you feel like you need. But in the end, you are the one who is going to have to take your own advice. You are the one that is going to have to make the decision. But this passage is reminding you that you have an inner guide, an inner advisor, an inner place, a divine mind. You are using the divine mind. And so when you take in all of the information from outside, it can be overwhelming. It can absolutely be. I mean, everybody with good intentions is going to want to tell you this is what you should do. But you're the one that has to make the decision. But you're not ever going to have to do it alone. Because spirit will always be within you. You always have access to that divine mind. And if you're willing to stop and listen, you will get expert advice from within. And that's different than following your impulses. An impulsive decision is not a divine mind decision. There are gut decisions where you just know. And there are impulsive decisions which are made by ego. Ego is not bad. Ego is not, well, ego can be wrong, but ego isn't bad. Ego has a purpose. And sometimes you have to listen to the ego because ego's job is to save you, to preserve you. The problem is ego will often sacrifice other people to do that. And that's not our goal. That's not our end game. And so I wait upon the Lord within me is because it means that I have the information that I need, and now I need to go and sit with it. I need to go and do that meditation and listen and use that divine mind that I come pre-installed with, to use that Christ consciousness that we come pre-installed with to figure it out. That expert advice. So please feel free to talk to yourself. And honestly, there is some psychology. If you are trying to make a decision, there is definite psychology with listening, writing it out, but about talking out loud. Because there's something about hearing the words out loud coming through your ears, back into your brain, that can change the way the information is received. So please talk to yourself out loud. If you need to go do it in private, please feel free to do that. But you have it within you. You have it within you. Don't be afraid to go collect information. Don't be afraid to go collect the data. But, you have the divine mind to use. So, today I wait upon the Lord within me. I don't know what to do with the Bible quote. I don't know what to do with the Bible quote. The eyes of all wait upon thee, and thou givest them their meat in due season. That's Psalm 145:15. I definitely encourage you, go read the Psalm. Go read see what the Psalm is talking about. Best advice that Reverend Norm ever gave us in class, and I don't remember which class it was, is if you want to know what a Bible quote means, go read the line before, go read a few lines before and a few lines after. Read it in context. It's very important. So, knowing that the divine spirit is everywhere, we're surrounded by and made from the divine spirit, and realizing that everyone who asks receives. So this is my groundwork. Everywhere I look, the divine is, and everyone that asks receives. Today, I ask my spiritual self that it shall come forth afresh. It's like, I know you're there. I know you're there. But now, I am acknowledging you as my spiritual partner. Come forth and let me work with you as a partner. That it shall direct every decision with intelligence, and it shall make perfect my way before me. It'll make whole my way before me. Am I still going to probably encounter bumps and, valleys and crests? Probably, because I'm in relationship with other people. But I am acknowledging that I have a partner in this, a divine spiritual partner in this. Realizing that the Lord of my life is my true inner self, the incarnation of God within me. You are God in flesh. You are God in action. You are a small part, but you are an essential part. And you are part of a greater whole, but you are God in motion. I learned to lean upon this divine shepherd, to accept every desired good as though it were already accomplished in fact. And that's one of the secrets of spiritual mind treatment. Present tense. The law does not know time. So it is always now in the law. So state it as if you have it. Because if you state it in the future, the law's going to go, well, I don't know what the future is, so okay. And it could stay just out of your reach. So state it now. State it as if it already was. Because somewhere it is. To let nothing enter my thought that would contradict the allness and the goodness of spirit. The divine shepherd is ever with me, guiding, counseling, and leading me into pathways of peace and security. Guiding, counseling, leading. It's gentle. It's not going to take us by the nose and lead us where it wants us to go. That's our job. We get to take ourselves by the nose and lead us where we want to go. But Spirit will always support us. Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, quote, Father, I thank thee and that thou hast heard me, and I know that thou hearest me always. Close quote. It goes back to that story about the Imam who gave his students the chicken and said, sacrifice the chicken where God isn't. And one of the students came back and said, there is nowhere. He came back with a live chicken and said, there is nowhere God isn't. There is nowhere that God isn't. So God always hears you. Always. Always. This assures me that the divine power can do anything and that the divine love will not refuse any good gift. I like how he puts that in there, any good gift. It also won't judge us. So sometimes we ask for things that we don't really want because we think we should. And Spirit says, this is the experience you want to have. It's not going to judge us. And it won't judge us at our best, and it won't judge us at our worst, because it doesn't judge us at all. Since the divine gift and the divine giver are one, and since God is both peace and joy, I know that everything which transpires in my experience today will bring peace and joy. Sometimes things happen that are not preferred, but the end result can still be peace and joy. So just because it looks like a hot mess right now doesn't mean it won't work out in the end. In fact, it will work out in the end. Because if it hasn't worked out yet, it's not the end. And I have no idea who actually said that first. I know that everything will bring happiness and success. I rest in calm expectation, in enthusiastic anticipation of every event which is to transpire. Calm expectation, enthusiastic anticipation. 2 hallmarks of spiritual mind treatment. Of every event that is to transpire, because I wait upon the Lord within me. I know the divine mind within me. I use the divine mind within me, and I use it to the fullest extent. Okay, do I always? No. But that's the goal. That's the goal. That is the goal. So our mission today, I think our mission today, the line is realizing that the Lord of life is my true inner self, the incarnation of God within me. So our mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to realize that we are spirit in motion, that we are God in motion, that we have access to the divine mind because we are made of and with and through the divine mind. So we always have access to it. So anytime that we are looking to make a decision, one of the experts that we need to consult is right here within us. Always, always, always. They should have the final say. Head and heart. All right, beloveds. I am hot. The air conditioner is running. I need to get out of these sweaty clothes. So that is going to be my kind and compassionate and loving thing for me today, is to get out of these sweaty clothes. I'm going to encourage you to also, as I always do, please do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself, whatever it looks like. If it is a big thing, if it is a small thing, if it is more than one thing, but at least one thing. You deserve your own loving, kind compassion. And if you practice on yourself, you'll have more to share. You are a beloved child of God in whom God is well pleased, always and forever. Always and forever. All right. I have engaged my mind and my body. I hope that you will find a way to do that today. That was Gabby just yelling at me. I have no idea why. So I suspect it's Catterday, which means there will be cat snuggles in my future. That is also a loving, kind, and compassionate thing I do for myself. So, and honestly, if you want to do the same thing for yourself every day, that's good. And if you want to change it up, that's good too. It is your loving, kind, and compassionate thing. I'm just reminding you to do it. So, engage your mind and your body. Drink plenty of water. I have already had a whole lot of water, and I'm going to go have a whole lot more. I have gotten my face full of sun. I hope you do as well. It really does help your energy through the day. And while everything else is going on, please open the windows of your soul and allow that breath of heaven to remind you you do live in heaven now. It's all around us. We are made with the divine mind. Everything else around us is made by the divine mind, of the divine mind, through the divine mind. We are all God's stuff. We are all children of God. And I will remind you of that every day. All right, it is Saturday. That means that tomorrow is Sunday. So Reverend David should be on Facebook Live around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you at 9 a.m. And then we will have a service at 11. And then we will have the memorial at 1:30. Which if you're watching this on YouTube means absolutely nothing to you, but that's okay. So that's what's happening. You can, I don't know what I was about to say. So catch us on Facebook Live at 11 tomorrow for the service. And if you don't catch us there, you can catch us on the Creative Life Spiritual Center YouTube channel later. I generally get it up, I admit, usually I'll have it up by 10 p.m. So you can check that out. But all of the services for the last couple of years are up there. And if you want to catch any more of this, because I have over a year and a half of this up on mine, I am the Running Rev Ryan YouTube. So feel free to check that out too. All right, beloveds, take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you tomorrow.